Nothing's gonna ever keep it down.
Morning glory and hallelujah, everybody. It is the morning after with Nick and Big J. Welcome to Thursday. It is the 21st day of August 2025. My name is Nick. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Big J.
Hello.
Take a bow, dude. You deserve it.
I do?
Yeah, you've only got a day and a half left here before you are off for a week.
I'm trying not to think about that.
What do you mean?
Because I tend to, I may have, I don't know if it's the stuff that's been happening to me here in the last couple of weeks or what, but I feel like it's short timers and I'm not really locked in and paying attention and doing the stuff. But so I got quite a bit of work to do and I want to make sure I get it done.
You're basically like, you don't need any other reason to mentally check out?
Yeah.
To remind you of your vacation?
Please, I'm already halfway there.
I got it. Okay. Big J will be here continuously for the next, 6 months?
I'm going to be locked in, yeah.
Does that help?
Yeah.
All right, beautiful. But we are excited for a Thursday broadcast, not only because we get to bring you, hopefully, an educational and entertaining and informational show, but also because Big J's going to hit you with a nerd alert right between your eyes. You're not going to know what hit you. What?
Gamescon is happening in Cologne, Germany right now.
I don't even know what that is.
And there's been a ton of reveals. I am super stoked about a couple games. Like I'm so excited about some of the stuff that's happening. Can't wait to share it with everybody.
I'm happy to announce that I have started a new game. It is called Space Marine 2, the Warhammer game.
Oh, wow.
It has taken me a while
to
play.
Henry Cavill, man, best friends.
I think this is very different than most Warhammer games because
he doesn't care.
I looked at it because I was like, oh, that looks like a cool third-person shooter, and a couple of my friends had recommended it to me, and I'm really just cracking the old seal on it, so I can't give you a full review yet, but it's fun so far, blasting off a bunch of bugs. You wouldn't like it because it's not humans.
Yeah,
but,
well, that's why I don't get into the Warhammer stuff. Or Halo anymore for that matter.
But I so far I enjoy it, but I'm sure there's no news about that, right?
That wasn't part of my. I didn't see any Warhammer news.
A game that I came around to playing a year and a half after it was released?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. But we also have tickets for you to win. Battle of the Bands. The XS Battle of the Bands coming up on September 5th. The bands have been announced, Big J. Rattle them off. Can you do it from memory? I have faith in you, dude.
Yeah, Venus Love.
Nailed it.
We've got A War in Me.
Right.
We've got Clear Frame.
Yep.
We've got Half the World.
Yep.
And Black Mirror.
Nailed it, dude. Those are the 5 bands that are going to be out there on Friday, September 5th. If you want free tickets, we got your hookup there. We've also going to give you some Cypress Hill tickets over the course of the show today. That should be fun. And then we play music. So let's get started and slow it down, Big J. How about some Bush for you? Glycerine here on the morning after with Nick and Big J on the X Rocks.
Important stuff.
Launch newsfeed.
On the morning after with Nick and Big J.
Important stuff is brought to you by X Happy Hour number 7, baby. It's happening tomorrow night at Bar Today in downtown Boise. 610 West Grove is where you can find Adam broadcasting live from 6 to 8 tomorrow with an opportunity for you to win tickets to the X Fest Battle of the Bands, tickets to the Sword, get that card punch so you can get yourself qualified for a chance to win very exclusive VIP tickets to X Fest 2025 on October 1st. And sit in the VIP section with Radio's Big J, which is pretty cool. And, of course, you can also have just a great old time out there at Bardenay. It's the beautiful downtown location, man.
Oh, man.
And I'm going to be honest, it's kind of fancy for us, Big J, which is nice, right? Isn't it nice to class it up a little bit?
They're going to let us hang out there? And the food is so good.
Oh, dude.
But they have their own damn distilleries.
Yes.
So, I mean, we're talking some high-end cocktails, baby.
It's going to be a great time, so join Adam for X Happy Hour number 7, Bardenay, 610 West Grove Avenue with you, and of course 100.3 The X Rocks. We'll see you tomorrow night for Happy Hour number 7. Big J, got to give it up to the Middleton Fire District and the Star Fire District.
Those are my homies, man.
They're not taking no for an answer, which is great when it comes to their levy. They're trying for the 4th time, hoping the 4th time is the charm, to advocate for a better staff and increased staff in Station 55 to enhance their ability to respond to emergency calls, not only in Middleton, but also in Star. They emphasize they are not directing residents on how to vote, but they are eager to address any questions or concerns because it's prevented support. Support hasn't been there the last couple of times they've put it up for vote. So the district is organizing public information meetings to provide a judgment-free environment so that if residents are concerned, they can answer those questions openly and honestly and learn a little bit more about, okay, here is why we need an increase in just a small increase to help us figure out, and it's this whole town and this city's increase, we've had the same size fire department and we haven't been able to help out the residents like they should. So they're going to hold a public information night. The next one is scheduled for September 22nd at the Middleton Rural Fire District. That's where we used to play bingo, Big J, right there on Main Street.
I feel like we should have them on.
I'm all for it, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm all for it.
we're not political in any of that, but just this is something that, for me, who lives in Middleton, sees it happen a year after year on this voting on this levy. And how some people just don't understand what's going on. It's I feel like it's important. Just the information of why it's necessary.
In a world where everything has become political, no matter what it is, I cannot stress enough how levies are the opposite of that. Whether it's educational or it's a fire department levy or whatever, these aren't political things. These are supporting our first responders and supporting our educators. Or not. That's your decision. That's what you're doing. Yes, it will slightly increase your property taxes, but I mean, you truly are going to be thankful that this stuff happens when it does. So I don't think it's a political thing to support a levy that actually helps support our educational system or helps support our first responders, because those are the services and people that we need on our side to have all the things that they need when bleep goes down, and we're just not giving it to them because we've always had this NIMBY attitude where anything that costs me money is not worth it. And it's unfortunate, and I do think it's an education thing. I just don't think people know that.
Yeah.
And it's not right or left. It's not political. It's like, hey, do you want to support the first responders and help them out, or do you not?
Yeah.
If not, then take that flag sticker off your truck and let's knock it off.
Right.
Let's actually do what we're supposed to say that we're doing and support the people that need to help us out and be there for us when we in our worst possible time.
Yeah, that's the part right there. Is that this is one of those really tangible things that could become necessary for your very life, and that time is all of the essence, and you might not have as much time if you don't do this.
Now I'm fired up. Yeah, let's get them on. Let's talk about it.
I'll reach out
and talk about some concerns that they have been facing and why they think it's been such a challenge. Because every time we talk about it, I can't seem to wrap my head around why these levies never pass in this state. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Big J, Caitlin Clark has been hurt for much of the season. You know that. But the WNBA still on a hot streak, man. The league broke its previous regular season attendance record already of 2.3 million. That was set back in 2002, almost the first season of the WNBA. Took 215 games to break that mark this season. That is 41 fewer than were played in the entire 2002 season. So the WNBA now averaging more than 11,000 fans per game this year, which would also be a record if they kept it up. So congratulations to the WNBA. They got eyeballs on it, man. And I don't know if it's because the NBA game is struggling so much or, Caitlin Clark certainly does help. But the truth is she just hasn't been out on the court that much. And maybe people have become a fan of the game. And that's a good thing, too. Agree or disagree?
Yeah. Well, I think you should put her right in there in the WNBA Hall of Fame already, because she's already changed the course of the entire league.
Well, that's not legal. 5 years after retirement, every Hall of Fame has the same rule.
Is it?
Yeah.
Every 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years after retirement, you become eligible.
NHL, too?
Does the NHL have a Hall of Fame? They have to. There
better.
must be a hockey Hall of Fame. Probably not NHL Hall of Fame. I'm sure there's a hockey Hall of Fame somewhere. And yeah, it's usually because
they've moved it from Canada because they don't win there anymore.
That's not very nice, Big J.
We stand in the NHL.
You're familiar with the work of Kirsten Dunst. Agree or disagree, Big J?
Oh yeah.
Apparently, she is eyeing a role in the sequel to Minecraft, dude. She was talking in an interview, and she revealed that her two young sons enjoyed the first Minecraft movie so much. It, of course, is currently the top-grossing film of this year. And she joked that her goal is simply to make a movie where she doesn't lose money making the movie. But she does know that there is a fairly, if you've watched Minecraft all the way through the end scene where there's a special scene, they introduce a major character in the Minecraft universe, but you never see that character's face. Kirsten Dunst could fall into that role pretty easily,
Ooh.
and she is looking to possibly put her name out there to be a part of the Minecraft franchise, which of course appears to be a gigantic moneymaker for the movie studios. So why not? Why not get in early, right?
Damn right.
Take that audition process to the public and make them look like jerks if you don't get the role.
I love parents having to advocate for things because their kids are fans of something.
One of my favorite ones is because my youngest is absolutely addicted to Bubble Guppies on Nick. They don't make the show anymore. He doesn't know this, of course. But they have 7 seasons that's streaming, and there is an episode where Ozzy Osbourne is the voice of one of the fish in the show.
Oh, excellent.
And he's the bad guy, and he's in it for a good chunk of it. And he's like, the only reason I ever agreed to do this is because my grandkids absolutely love this show. And so it's so funny to see Ozzy Osbourne on my kids' favorite show. Yeah. But yeah, it's great when they feel like they have to go on these shows just to make their kids, or it's really to make their kids think they're cool. Is really what it boils down to.
I understand that. I mean, I've had to ask for tickets to concerts that would make me throw up if I ever went to it. But I wanted to be cool to my kids.
Yeah. The things we do.
Like I somehow managed to get my kids to meet Halsey.
You did it though.
Yeah.
Look at you now. Morning After with Nick and Big J.
It only lasted for about 6 months, the coolness, by the way.
There's your important stuff. It is the X-Rocks.
Here's
Rob Zombie Dragula here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. And a story that depresses me, Big J. Just straight up depresses me.
Don't be depressed.
Sure. One thing that I have really been proud of what I've been doing over the last couple of years is I had wanted to make a concerted effort in reading more.
Oh, yeah.
Reading more for enjoyment and just enjoying mostly fictional books and going into different things that I had never experienced before and just really kind of opening that world back up to.
You're reading sci-fi stuff.
Dude, I am so happy I am reading again. I mean, honestly. So, long story short, like last year I read the Silo trilogy. That is
right.
And I'm now finally watching the Apple TV series right now. And I'm so happy I read those books. I truly and honestly am. It has opened up a whole new, like, it's really interesting and mostly fun to watch something that you have read and kind of already know what happened and watch it kind of come to life in a TV series and how they kind of make changes to it to make it more dramatically and thematically interesting.
It's also frustrating as hell.
It can be if they don't do it well, but if it's done well, you can recognize it for what it is and enjoy it that way. And it also depends on how, like, absolutely in love you were with the written word. But that trilogy I found fun and interesting and kind of different, and it was a cool story, but it wasn't like, oh my God, the best thing I've ever read. So it's really cool to see the TV show kind of make some improvements on some of the things that maybe the book kind of skipped over a little bit. The TV show is much, much more in taking their time and getting into the details and the inertia, not that I have a problem with that, than the book ever did. But I bring this up because apparently I'm the only one reading. Because reading for pleasure has decreased by 40% over the past 20 years in the United States of America. They analyzed 230,000 Americans, and it turns out once we hit the age of 15, at least since the year 2005, we just straight up stop reading for fun. And that has happened over a long period of time. About 2% of adults report reading with their children every day if their children are under 10, so that's a problem as well. However, those that did read spent an average of over 90 minutes per day doing it. I'm not at that clip. I'm not there yet. But there are days sometimes where I'll just sit down for like 4 hours and read, and it's great. The study also highlighted disparities in reading habits among different demographics. You know, the older you are, the more you read. The younger you are, the less you do. And, of course, your income level plays a difference as well. And then rural residents, there's sharper decline in that. And the problem with it is, Big J, our literacy rate here in the country is incredibly low. We have hit an all-time low of 36th in the world for literacy among our actual residents. So that's also a problem. Not only do we not read, a lot of us are just not very good at it, which is probably why we don't like reading. You know, that's what it is. There's a point where we probably go, I don't need to do that anymore. There's a video out there about it or something that can recap it for me, and that becomes a little bit of a problem, I would think, if we're sitting at 36, which is not great in the world. We used to be number one. We're not anywhere close to that anymore.
Yeah, and here's the thing. So, like, back in before 1995, but let's go before 1900s even, you know, the only way to get any information was to read it.
Yeah.
There was no radio. There was no TV. There was none of that. And so education is really what separated the ability to read, really separated a lot of the people who could make a good living for themselves and not, right? And so there was that aspect of it, but it also was a form of control. And, if people were uneducated and couldn't read, then they couldn't argue about stuff and get in the way. There's that aspect of it. But now I think we're getting to a point, Nick, where there will legitimately be, I think, a time when reading and learning to read isn't as important, just like a lot of things, just like handwriting and those things, cursive writing, any of that stuff has really fallen by the wayside because we type now. We don't really write things out anymore. We don't write checks anymore. We have electronic transfers, those sort of things. And, I'll say this, I don't read nearly as much anymore because I'm always caught up in, playing a video game or watching something on TV. Because those things take time. You can't, my wife seems to be able to do both. How you can do both, and I don't know how you can retain both sets of information. So I think that's kind of what's getting in the way of this. And so there's going to be a point where that I think that literacy rate is going to not increase, but decrease even further. And there'll be a time when people don't read at all.
Well, we're almost there. I mean, even if you're talking about people that know how to read, at this point, we're just reading headlines on things. Even when it comes to things we want to educate ourselves on, it's fairly obvious if you read any comment section of any news story, they don't read the story. They just read the headline, and then they comment on that. And so we have, I think it's an attention thing. Our attention spans are so low now, we don't have time to sit down and read an actual story that would take us 2 minutes and 30 seconds to read. We need that done in 10 seconds. Get it done faster. Somebody record a video of it for me so that I can get a breakdown of it that's not as long, and that's part of the problem. And it's not going away.
I don't know if it's so much as attention as much as laziness. It's so much easier to watch a video on something than it is to read 100 pages.
It's a bummer. It's a real bummer. Anyway, if you're not aware, if you're an adult, reading does promote mental health and well-being overall. It does increase all of those things pretty much exponentially. And I recommend it, but I realize I'm in the minority, and it's a dying art, and that's okay.
Here's to help you out a little bit, Nick. According to Boise Dev, there is a new bookstore opening downtown that is just for romantic novels, romance novels.
That's
Hearts on Fire is a bookstore that's going to be, it's downtown right on 8th Street.
It'll be your wife's favorite store.
I know. I forgot to tell her about this yesterday. So, she'll probably be there on a daily basis.
And for those of you that do read, I will see you at Barnes & Noble and Half Price Books. Have fun. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Coming up in a few minutes, Big J's Nerd Alert. That's next on the X.
Here's traffic inside the TD.
Let's go talk to the nerds. Nerd Talk.
The best in tech and gaming. Big J's Nerd Alert on 100.3 The X Rocks.
All right, Nerd Alert here today. We got some really exciting things to talk about and a quick bummer, though. So let's get into the bummer here real quick. Mm-hmm. And that is that starting today, PS5 models are going to cost more money. The PS5 console now hitting at $549. The digital-only version is $499, and the Pro is $749, Nick. This due to tariffs. Nintendo and Xbox made similar moves earlier in the month, putting a bit of squeeze on most gamers, hoping to grab a new console. So that is challenging for everybody. And then Sony also said that all the accessories and all of the other stuff that can come with it, that won't change. Those prices are not going to change.
What is that, a $100 increase?
$50.
$50. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what's going on, and that's the way it'll be here until either that changes or I have a hard time believing they would ever reduce the price.
Yeah, that's the problem. Once they do it, no going back.
Yeah. So there you go. But into the fun. So Gamescon is happening right now in Cologne, Germany. Gamescon is now becoming the biggest Gamescon event, just because some of the other ones have just kind of died off. So. They kicked this off yesterday, and a slew of games have been announced. Some of them I'm very excited about. So let's just go through some of these here. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 was announced. They kicked off with a worldwide reveal, providing a first light at the game's co-op campaign, multiplayer, and zombies mode. It's going to be set in 2035. The game will feature fan favorite David Mason, and it's set to launch on November 14th, 2025. I will not be playing this game at all.
You don't like this future stuff, right?
I don't. Well, it's not necessarily the future stuff, just to what Call of Duty has become with the Battlefield on the way out and some of the other things I'm going to talk about. There's no reason for me to have to get involved.
You used to
anymore.
love that game, dude.
I have a card, a metal card. It's a Call of Duty Founders card. So I was there from the very beginning. It's metal. I have it. It's awesome, but I just can't do it anymore. It's not for me. It's for the kids. So there you go. Here's a couple things that they announced. Wargaming showed off World of Tanks 2.0. So World of Tanks is a free game to play. It's been around for a long time, but they are updating this, and it's complete with new tanks, PvE event mode, quite a lot of more, and there's even a release date. This will happen September 3rd. So that's right around the corner here. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Windows, PC. And it's not just an update, it's a cornerstone of the game's future evolution that will define World of Tanks development. So that's exciting for a lot of people. Check this out, Nick. John Carpenter's got his own game.
What?
He's a huge gaming nerd. He plays a lot of games, and he's lent his music to a lot of games. Now John Carpenter's Toxic Commando is an upcoming 80s first-person co-op shooter developed by Saber Interactive. Players will take on massive enemy hordes and daunting bosses in near future where an experimental attempt to harness the power of the Earth's core ends in a terrifying disaster.
When will we leave that core alone?
I
Honest to
watched
God.
the trailer for this. It looks awesome and fun.
Yeah?
It's not really for me, but
You don't like the zombie stuff either.
yeah, but I don't know. It depends on how much this is going to cost, but the music is some Carpenter music in there, so it's going to be really, really cool. That's going to be launching sometime in 2026. Lego Batman: Legacy of the Dark Knight. So Warner Brothers and Telltale Games revealed a brand new look. And one thing is key. What we do in the Shadow star, Matt Berry is voicing Bane, Nick.
Nice.
So it also tells a story from Batman's origins to fighting crime in the streets of Gotham with appearances from the League of Shadows, Catwoman, Joker, and many more. This is a new entry for Lego Batman series 2026.
Can I make a confession? I've never played any of the Lego games.
They're kind of fun,
Are
man.
they? Okay.
Because you get, if you get past the Lego-y boxy characters, you get all the licensed stuff. So music, the aesthetic of it,
Okay.
it's just, I think it's easier for them to make these than, the regular standard stuff.
Probably.
Nick, let's see, I forget, did you play Indiana Jones and the Circle at all?
No, because it's first person.
First person, right. Well, look, they dropped a first look at Indiana Jones and the Great Circle DLC that's going to be coming out, The Order of the Giants, and it will be available on Nintendo Switch 2. So that was part of the announcement as well. This will be dropping September 4th. So that's pretty big. If you were a huge fan of The Great Circle, and I did not finish that game.
Well, it was too hard, you said, right?
It was hard to make the time to play it.
Got it.
Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Here's one that was really interesting for me. Road Kings, Nick. It's a new truck simulator coming to the world, an upcoming next generation truck simulator developed by Saber Interactive. Players will begin from humble beginnings as a rookie truck driver. There's a campaign for this, and then there's going to be DLCs and things like that, but it's only set in the South. We'll see how it is, but this comes on top of some excellent news for yours truly that came out of this this week as well so far, that American Truck Simulator is going to be coming to consoles. Don't have a date for when that's going to happen, but that's going to make my life so much easier. Part of the difficulty in playing some PC games sometimes is always having it updated. When you have mods and things like that, the updated, it's just a pain in the rear end. You don't have that with consoles, so I'm looking forward to that. Also, a big reveal for me yesterday was Hell Let Loose Vietnam. So Hell Let Loose is a fantastic World War II military sim game that's available now on consoles and PC. It's great. And now that team is bringing in Vietnam as well. That's happening here in 2026, I believe is the date for that. But it's also coming out on consoles. That's going to be massive. Been waiting for one of these Vietnam games to land, and we finally got one coming.
What's the aesthetic for Hell Let Loose? Is it like an above view kind of like war simulator battle?
It's first person.
It is, okay.
It's first person, and I'm trying to think if you can do third person. I don't think it's third person, and it's very strategic, team orientated, and it's very historic. So
is it online or is there a campaign?
Oh yes, online. There is no campaign.
Okay.
This is an online co-op game, so really looking forward to that. Hell Let Loose Vietnam. There's your nerd alert here.
Thank you very much, Big J. We always appreciate you and your nerd alerts. Coming up in a few minutes, some important stuff alongside some We're Going to Hell. It's next on the X.
Important stuff.
Launch newsfeed.
On the morning after with Nick and Big J.
According to a recent survey of over 20,000 adults, the average American says the perfect salary for them is $74,000 a year.
Man.
Can you imagine, dude? 1 in 5 say they need a six-figure earnings to support their desired lifestyle. Half of respondents feel their current income is insufficient, with 24% unhappy with their current pay. If earning more, most would prioritize savings, investments, and debt payments. Many are job hunting or considering side hustles and small businesses to help boost their income because they just can't get by with one salary, driven by desire for more control, meaning, and flexibility in their work. Small businesses have also seen to be as more gratifying work compared to larger firms. The problem is, every small business owner will tell you it's really hard to keep that small business up and running and tough to do as a side gig, period. It deserves most of your attention, and if you want a successful one, almost all of it. And that is a problem in and of itself, of course. But yeah, at the end of the day, a lot of us aren't happy with how much money we make. We wish we made more, and 74 is perfect for us. But most of us want $100,000 a year at least, Big J.
Yeah, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I know.
Wouldn't you?
That would be great. What does that look like? I have no idea.
Yeah,
but it sure would be nice.
We deserve it.
Who
I'll
does?
tell you that you deserve it.
No, don't say that.
You deserve it.
Don't say that. That's not true.
It is true.
Big J, I'm sure you know who Matt Olson is, right?
Matt Olson.
Yeah.
No.
First baseman for the Atlanta Braves. Does that help as well at all?
Did he play in the 90s? Nope.
I mean, pretty close.
So, no, I don't know who that is.
He's 31 years old. He's played 746 consecutive games at first base for the Atlanta Braves. So that's several seasons, Big J. That just passed Pete Rose for the fourth longest streak in the division since 1969. Of course, there's lots of, stretches to go. He needs 1,152 games in a row to reach Miguel Tejada. 1,200, Miguel Tejada, that's a 90s guy, right?
Yes.
1,207 to reach Steve Garvey, and a staggering 2,632 to tie the all-time record. Big J, you know who the all-time record is set by? Most games played in a row for baseball?
Cal Ripken Jr.
Nailed. Cal Ripken Jr., the all-time leader. So he still has some ways to go before he even sniffs that record. But
That's
still,
never coming down.
pretty impressive. Speaking of sports, Big J, today is the day. ESPN's new streaming service is launching on this very day. That ushers in a new era for sports and sports fans. The service will offer thousands of live events, studio shows, enhanced features like fantasy sports integration, live stats, sports betting, and of course, Big J, it's all yours for $30 a month. Now, that's unlimited access. You can get it for $12 a month select. That means you get commercials with it and you don't get access to all of the tiers. But if you have DirecTV or Hulu Plus Live TV, you can access the service at no additional cost. ESPN Chairman Jimmy Pietro emphasized the focus on engaging users through the app, whether they subscribe directly or through a bundle. They have now a second screen on that app called Stream Center. That is a personalized daily sports center using AI-generated commentary for your favorite teams and who you want to focus on. Also, if you have a connected TV, you can watch up to 4 live games simultaneously thanks to this app. So this is a whole new world of sports. Of course, it does cost a pretty penny if you do not already have DirecTV or Hulu Plus Live. So you got to think about that if you're a sports fan. Do you want to throw down the $30? You want to throw down another $12 a month to get it with ads? What's it going to be, Big J?
Ads. Is it completely ad-free at $30? Like,
Yes.
that would be crazy. Even during sporting events?
$30 a month. No, not during live sporting events. You never get rid of that.
No, but still, that's, if that's your deal, if sports is your deal, that'd be hard to pass up.
It doesn't sound like you have much of a choice if that's your deal. Like,
Well,
you
no.
have to throw it out.
Well, no, you don't have to.
No, I mean, if you
continue
want
to do
the
whatever you
games
do.
and you want all the content and you want all that stuff, it feels like you do.
But having a lot of that without ads,
Right.
pretty attractive.
Yeah,
for
no,
a
the,
sports fan.
the channel's not suspending service or anything. If you currently have it as one of your options on whatever streaming service you pay for, you'll still get that. You just won't get all of the other
Here's
stuff.
the cool thing: if you're already paying for like DirecTV, and you have ESPN package in that, you get to this as well for free.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said in the story.
But that's really great because you can take that anywhere you're on a trip somewhere, you're visiting somewhere, you take that with you.
Take it on your phone.
Yeah.
Just like you hate to watch sports. Morning After with Nick and Big J.
For me.
No, it's true. There's your important stuff coming up in just a few minutes. We're going to go to hell. That's next on the X Rocks.
The hell is a switch?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J on 100.3 The X Rocks.
Boca Grande, Florida is where we're going.
Del Boca Vista.
Del Boca Vista. We're going to hell story today. On Saturday, this last Saturday, August 16th, Sean Muse and his buddies decided, why don't we take a boat out on Cayo Costa and go on a nice fishing trip, for the boys.
Yeah.
Have some fun, right? And so as they were kind of planning this fishing trip, the guys are like, hey, why don't we up the ante a little bit? And like, what do you mean? Why don't we go fishing for sharks?
Oh.
All right. Never done it before. Let's go. Let's get crazy. Let's go deep sea fishing. Let's really do it up and have a good time. So the boys are having a couple of cold ones. They're throwing a couple of lines out into the water, trying to see what they can get. And lo and behold, Big J, Sean gets himself a little nibble. And they fight for about 45 minutes. And
well, that's a long time.
Well, sharks put up a fight, bro. And they pull in, Big J, about a 65-pound lemon shark. Not bad, right?
Yeah, I got to watch out for those lemon sharks.
Pretty decent size. And he brings them up on the boat, and Sean is like, dude, I'm getting a selfie with this shark. And so they take the hook out of the shark's mouth. They lean down. He leans down to try to take a selfie with him, Big J. Any prediction what happens next?
I'm going to say that shark just bit his face right off.
You're kind of right and kind of wrong.
Oh. Okay.
That shark starts doing, the fish wiggle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he basically breaks loose of Sean's grip and just straight up chomps down on Sean's leg. And it is a bad bite, bro. His friends had to call 911. They had to place a tourniquet around Sean's leg to stop the bleeding because it was right on his kind of inner thigh. And it was bad. He was bleeding good. They weren't sure if he hit an artery or what. And then of course, the shark at this point has jumped back into the water. It's gone. And so they get to shore as quickly as they can. The Boca Grande Fire Department had to respond to the call once they got on shore at 10:55 p.m. and found a group of men at the south end of the island. Of course, the injuries were severe enough that they had to require air medical transport to get him back to the surgery. And he had to have surgery on his leg on Tuesday to make sure they could close it up and save the damn leg. Because they had a tourniquet on it for a pretty good amount of time. You know what I mean? So he, now that he is actually conscious and aware, he says that it was, quote, probably one of the dumbest things I've ever done. Because he realizes now that he was about maybe a half an inch away of it hitting his artery, and that would have been game over for him. It wouldn't have been a shark bite, just he would have bled out.
Yeah.
You know? And that would have been it.
And even more embarrassing, you weren't in the water. Like, it's not like that thing got you and you just, got shark attacked.
He realizes he would have been fine if he didn't decide to try to take a selfie with the shark and just would have set it back out in the ocean, which is what he was planning to do. And he realizes now, Big J, if you push Mother Nature, she'll push back.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, Big J, he is going to get into legal trouble because they did not have a permit for shark fishing.
No, of course not.
And so the whole crew is going to get in trouble for that because he can't do that without a permit. And that is when the of course, medical responders remind people that, hey, listen, a reminder that sharks are very wild animals. And, anytime you take any kind of aquatic animal out of the ocean, they're going to, number one, be scared. Number two, be in pain because they can't breathe. And they're going to want to try to get into their home as quickly as possible. And they don't care what they have to do to get there. So if you're messing around with a dangerous animal fishing, it's probably not going to work out for you,
Yep.
And after reviewing the of course, they have a bunch of video and stuff of the incident, and they're like, listen, they didn't see any respect for that shark in that video, and the shark was probably just, trying to fight for its life, and they were having fun with it and tossing it around, and it wasn't cool the way they were doing it.
Yeah, because they were a bunch of drunk morons.
Right. So a reminder that sharks do bite everybody, and maybe, just maybe, a selfie with a shark is not a good idea. And sometimes I guess you have to learn this the hard way. And that's a bummer of a lesson to learn. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, or stay out of the water.
It's their home, Grandpa. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your We're Going to Hell story. It is the X Rocks. That's the Smashing Pumpkins. That is today here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Hey, Big J.
Hey, man.
Can I ask you a deep kind of question?
No, please don't.
Okay. Well, then I'll ask it on a larger scale, and then maybe
you
you
can act. Come on.
Okay, well, because it is a pretty deep question, and it may require some deep thinking, but I think you can answer it. Do you ever think about your legacy?
Legacy?
Yeah, the mark that you leave behind either in whatever aspect of your life, personally or professionally.
Let me respond with this. What we do in life echoes in eternity. From Gladiator.
Yeah.
So, yeah, obviously I'm trying to do my best to, leave a good mark on the world.
Do you have a
I'm not Tom Brady
hypothesis
over here.
what that is?
Well,
or what you would like it to be? How about that?
I just think, probably, ultimately this gets down to what are people going to say about you when you die, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It's just somebody who was there to help people whenever they needed it and to do the best they could, to be the best father they could be, the best husband, the best morning show co-host.
Nice.
And that's why I think purpose is really important. We all have our jobs and we have purpose in those things, but it's like, your personal purpose, what is that? And mine has been for the longest time to be the best father that I can be, especially when I entered into the girls' lives. And then on top of that, it's to do everything I can to help, eradicate a disease that, killed my mom.
Yeah.
So those are the things that I want to be known for.
And that's an awesome answer to a very deep and truly sometimes unanswerable question. And so it's something, though, that a lot of people think about. Maybe you don't care about it. Maybe you do. But at least 54% of us say that we want to make some kind of mark on the world. And hopefully it is a good one. The good news is most of it is a personal one. 80% of us care more about the impression they leave on the people that are in their family and their loved ones than any other mark. And I think that's a great place to start. You mentioned it. My legacy, I hope, is I have helped my two sons be better men than I will ever be. If I can do that, then I have done good in this world, and I've left this world better than I found it, and that's at least something that I can take solace in. But we start to think about these things as we get older, and still there are professional kind of legacies that you want to leave behind. Most people, of course, have had a job at a particular place for at least 10 years before they start thinking about it. Right now, if you're in your 20s and your goal is to make as much money as possible, you're probably not worried about what kind of mark you're leaving on the company that you're currently working for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe it's not even a company. Maybe it's the business or whatever. And to that point, I think, I don't know. I don't really think much about the legacy of myself as a professional. I can just hope that, listen, I don't discount the fact that next week we have been doing this same show for 18 years in the same radio station. And in the year 2025, that is increasingly rare for any radio personality to be on the air that long, let alone on the same station, let alone be successful that long. So I try not to take that for granted in a time where everybody and your mom is fighting for any kind of piece of attention you're willing to give it. When you have, a phone in your hand that could take that attention away at any given moment, I think it's at least a little bit of a testament to the work that we have done, that we've captured people's attention for that long. It's not easy to do, but hopefully when you make informational, entertaining, and fun shows, it becomes something that that people want to be a part of their life, and that's not anything that I take lightly. So. Yeah, hopefully that's something that we leave behind.
Yeah, and this happened while we were out broadcasting live at the Western Idaho Fair. And it's whenever, somebody who is an adult, maybe even in their 30s, comes up and says, God, I listened to you growing up. And I'm like, that's A, awesome. But B, for me personally, that means, God, I'm old, man.
Man, you were...
when were you in high school? Oh, my goodness sakes. It's a crazy thing. It's a mind bleep.
You were doing the interview with Daughtry at the Western Idaho Fair, and a gentleman came up and said, man, I've been listening to you since I've been 10 years old. And I'm like, God, how old are you? Because I'm 28. And I'm like, oh, my God, that's right.
Dude, we're old.
What is going on?
Yeah. It's a huge compliment, and
is.
it's also terrifying at the same time.
Like, I mean, people have been raised on us, and that is difficult to think about sometimes, but it's also good to think about. And I think it's actually a very positive thing for ourselves and this show, and hopefully you've seen us also grow up as the show has progressed as well. Because we started I was 30 years old when we started the show. You were 31. I mean, it's a different, I feel
we were
like
still hanging out at gentlemen's clubs.
we were different people, I think, at that point in our lives.
And I had made a commitment. I'm like, I'm still going to do what I do, even though doing mornings, and that lasted for 5 years.
Yeah, we did it. We had a good
run.
run.
And then after that, it's like, I'm too tired to do this stuff anymore. And now it's just now I have to try to think about what the after effects are of that night on my body.
So whatever your legacy may be, I am sure it's just try to make it a good one and maybe not focus on it too much. So the things about legacy is it's so interesting how little of it you control. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't control what the story is after you're gone. Just do the best while you're here, and everybody's going to be just fine. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Coming up in a few minutes, some important stuff and that pop culture smackdown you like so much. It's next on the X.
Here's traffic inside the TDS.
Important stuff.
What's going on in the news today?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Important stuff brought to you by T-Mazda and the pre-owned superstore. Getting financed at T-Mazda is super easy thanks to GoTeamCredit.com. Everybody gets pre-approved, no effect on your credit, so check it out today. Log on to GoTeamCredit.com. Thank you. Big J, vaping. It's so cool, dude.
Yeah, man, you got to get all the fruity, smelly nicotines in you.
But, of course, it has long been kind of, I guess, hypothesized that we don't really know that much about it because it's a fairly new thing, right?
Right. Well, yeah, that. And then it's also like, I don't know how many people vape, Nick, like nicotine. But it's like, oh, that looks like the things I've seen in Vegas sometimes, but that has different stuff in it.
Sure.
So you never know. Like, I'll see maybe people I work with that are messing with their vape, and I'm like, is that nicotine or is that something else?
It's nicotine, usually. There is a definite different smell, I think, from vapes that have different things inside of them. But
yeah, we don't know what these chemical things that are concocted in that little thing is going to do.
Right. So the American Heart Association put together 56 reviews that spanned over 6 years of vape research, and they found out, Big J, it's probably not that great, is what it boils down to. And
I was really hoping it's not that bad. Don't worry about it, guys.
It shouldn't be surprising. But not only is it one of those things where, for a long time, vape has always been one of those things where it's like, hey, you want to quit smoking? Do this instead, kind of
That was
thing.
just a trick that the nicotine companies were like, hey, we got to move away from Marlboro. Well, hey, check this out.
Not only that, but they found out that the younger you are, the way more likely you are to begin smoking as you get older. As a matter of fact, if you vape as a teenager, you're 3 times more likely to start smoking later on in life. And then you're also probably going to develop asthma, and you probably aren't going to have great mental health, according to those that don't vape. Now, the study, which analyzed those 56 reviews, highlighted the potential health risks associated with e-cigarettes and vaping among the younger ones especially. The research emphasized the pretty much consistent link between vaping and smoking at some point in your life, as well as the other consequences such as asthma, cough, and a bunch of mental health issues. Now, why the mental health issues, Big J? Well, because if you are vaping and vaping on a consistent basis, odds are you're addicted to it. And having addicted personality can lead to additional mental problems down the road. Evidence remains mostly observational. They point that out as well. But of course, there probably should be at least some sort of public health, at least open up your eyes a little bit to protect you from understanding what you're getting into. If you think vaping is much, much better for you than smoking, odds are it's not, and it probably will lead you to smoke anyway, so it's not really helping you in that area either.
Here's the thing. I think we probably assume, that's a problem here in the United States, right?
Oh, dude.
You go over to Europe.
Yes.
And it's like, I couldn't believe it. We were in France. I saw like a team, we were at D-Day and all that stuff. So there's a lot of security around all the time.
Yeah.
They were getting ready for the Olympics. And, dude, I would see police officers just constantly vaping on their vape thing while they're working.
Yeah.
You would never see that here in the United States, but everywhere you go, that's all people are doing. Inside, outside, everywhere. They just made some new rules. You can't do that anymore. I don't know what's going to happen to those people, but they're going to freak out.
Yeah, no, it's hugely, and there's a lot more smokers, just straight up smokers over there as well that I saw when I visited Europe as well. It was crazy. Yeah, and just to make sure I'm thinking of the right place, France. That's where the naked ladies dance, right?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. You don't know who Daniel J. Eck is, but he is a statistician at the University of Illinois. And he has been working on a project for the last 6 years, Big J, where he scientifically ranks baseball players throughout history. Does not factor in performance-enhancing drugs, anything like that. He's just looking at statistics. With that thought in mind, who do you think he has listed as the best baseball player of all time?
Of all time?
Of all time throughout all of baseball.
Barry Bonds.
100% correct. Guess who's second place, Big J? And I'll caution you here. Not an offensive player.
Not an offensive player?
Did not take the plate a whole bunch.
Oh, didn't take the plate. So pitcher.
Yeah.
Let's go Roger Clemens.
Roger Clemens was number 2. Can you guess number 3?
Mark McGwire.
No, we're going old school now. Now we're in the old school territory.
Let's go with Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth is number 4.
All right. Damn it. I'm trying to think of what position.
Outfielder.
I can't think of his name, but I'm sure he's good.
Yep. I would say so. If I were to say who the best player in baseball would be, this would be my opinion, just based on his defense, his offense, and everything in between.
Mickey Mantle.
Willie Mays. Willie Mays came in third.
Okay.
Hank Aaron was 5th.
That's who I was trying to remember, Hank Aaron.
Mickey Mantle came all the way down to 23 on the list, despite having 7 World Series titles. So it's based basically only on statistics, but it's a very interesting list that takes everything into account.
Good one.
But we
prefer that over the real ones.
Oh, wait. Who do you think is considered the real greatest baseball player of all time?
Well, we have to go with Hank Aaron, I think, is the general consensus.
Really? I think Babe Ruth is the general consensus.
Babe Ruth or Hank Aaron. I mean, it's been one of those two for the longest time until we got into the steroid era.
Honestly, I would say probably Shohei Ohtani is close to being up on that list because he is doing things that have never been done since Babe Ruth did them, and he's even better than Babe Ruth in some.
And he's got a World Series,
right?
So already,
right.
So that's you're right.
He's pretty damn good. Big J, I did not know this. Did you know that they were making a Super Troopers 3?
No, we need to get Jay back on the show, man.
And Kevin and Steve. We've had all 3 of the Broken Lizard guys on the show. But yes, everybody from Broken Lizard is coming back. So is Brian Cox for Super Troopers 3. It begins filming later on this week. Apparently is going to talk about the continuing comedic efforts of the Vermont State Police Department. It'll be coming out with Searchlight Pictures. So I'll be honest, I never watched Super Troopers 2.
Me either, dude.
I mean, Super Troopers was a very big moment in my life back when it came out. I love that movie, but something was like, I don't think I need to go back and check that out, do I? I mean, Super Troopers 1 is so good, but hey, listen, it's done enough that Super Troopers 3 is happening.
There was a time there where we're like, these sequels that come out a decade or longer later are not good.
Yeah.
And so we would skip that whole thing, and I'm sure maybe it's time to catch up and see.
We'll see
how it is.
Good enough to make number 3. It'll be coming soon to a theater and a streaming service near you. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. Your Pop Culture Smackdown next on the X.
Pop Culture Smackdown. On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Yeah, man. We got tickets. Free show tickets for you. Cypress Hill and Atmosphere. Coming to Outlaw Field, the Botanical Gardens on Friday, August 29th. And we want to get you tickets. You want to go see this show, man. Cypress Hill is amazing. They have a live band behind them. It's just a ton of fun. Atmosphere is great. So you're going to have a fantastic experience. In order to get these tickets for free, you just have to beat Nick and Pop Culture Smackdown. And I believe in everybody here.
Bring it on. 208-287-1003. I believe in you as well. Somebody's going to win these tickets. It is a guarantee. Who will it be? That is the real question, and the answers are all decided by Big J, so you have to make sure you crack that code. If you can do so, Cypress Hill tickets are yours, 208-287-1003. Let's get ourselves a contestant. Good morning, the X.
Morning.
Hey, what's up, man? What's your name?
Arden.
All right, you're up first, Arden. Good luck.
Which book series turned into a movie franchise that features the character Katniss Everdeen?
Hunger Games?
Yes, that is correct. Nick, what is the name of the summer camp in Friday the 13th movie series?
Camp Crystal Lake.
That is correct.
Right.
In which movie does Scarlett Johansson's character interact with an advanced AI operating system as the voice? Is it Black Widow, Her, or Lucy?
Lucy?
That is incorrect.
No, that's where she has super brain power. She uses
Yeah.
more of her brain than any of us.
Yeah, unlocked.
Hello,
Can
the
you
X.
imagine? I could just use 8% of my brain. That'd be great.
Hi, here comes Big J with your question.
In which movie does Scarlett Johansson's character interact as an advanced AI operating system with her voice? Is it Black Widow, Her, or Lucy?
Black Widow.
That is incorrect.
No, I'm sorry.
Really trip people up on this one.
Yeah, I maybe it might be the phrasing of the question. Hello, the X.
I don't think so.
Interacts with.
Hey,
Hey.
do you guys have a winner yet?
No, sir. We need the answer to the following question.
In which movie does Scarlett Johansson's character interact as an advanced AI operating system? Is it Black Widow, Her, or Lucy?
Lucy.
That is incorrect.
Hello, the X.
Howdy.
Howdy. Here comes Big J with your question.
In which movie does Scarlett Johansson's character interact as an advanced AI operating system? Is it Black Widow?
Her.
What?
Her.
Her, yes, her, it is. Nick, what U.S. city is nicknamed the Little Apple? Obviously, the Big Apple is New York, Manhattan.
I have never heard that there
Oh,
is
you've
a
never
thing.
heard this?
No, I don't think I have. So whatever I guess is going to be a straight up guess, I will. Is it like a loving nickname or is it making fun of it?
I don't
Can
think
I
it's
go that
making
far?
fun of it. It's a name association.
Name association.
Yeah. Big Apple, Little Apple.
York, Pennsylvania?
You're really close.
Wrong.
How about, do you know, sir, on the phone?
I do not.
Manhattan, Kansas.
Oh, okay. You said Manhattan when you told me what it was.
I tried to give you a clue.
Yeah, I mean, home of
You don't
Kansas,
have a clue, mister.
home of the Kansas State Wildcats. Congratulations, sir. You've got yourself tickets to go check out Cypress Hill, along with Atmosphere and Lupe Fiasco, and of course Farside as well. Hang on one second. We will make sure you're all set and good to go for that show coming up next week. It should be a great one. Morning After with Nick and Big J. We have got an opportunity to talk about a really cool giveaway that Big J showcased a couple weeks ago. Now we're going to give you all the details about something really cool happening here in the Treasure Valley next on the X Rocks. On the Morning After with Nick and Big J. A couple weeks ago, you heard all about the Veterans Victory Wheels giveaway that was going on, and so it's an honor and privilege to welcome back into the studio Justin Bowl from Adesa Auto Body. How you doing, sir?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah,
Very
welcome
good.
back, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming back in and talking about it. So let's remind people that maybe didn't hear it the first time around what a really cool thing that you have teamed up with a bunch of people to put together to help out a great veteran.
Yeah, so we partnered with the Wyakin Foundation. I started with Carvana, who's our parent company. I pitched this to them to see if they would be cool with it. I fully expected them to say no, and they were all on board. It had to do with veterans and all that. So I had made a previous connection with George from the Wyakin Foundation. I love what they do, transitioning veterans back from service back into civilian life and some of the challenges that go along with that. And so we're going to give a car away to someone who needs transportation, a veteran who, maybe has fallen upon hard times or, has a vehicle that always needs repairs or something. We want to give them something reliable, something they can go to the VA for, something they can go to their appointments or their job or whatever it might be. But we had a bunch of local businesses that as soon as I said this to them, they were all about it. Justin Lindsley from the Lindsley Foundation or the Lindsley Group, Farm Bureau of Idaho Insurance, they gave a huge donation. Freedom Payments made a huge donation as well. Alloy Wheel put some wheels on it. Boise Towing gave a huge donation. Gary's Automotive, a mechanic shop, they went through the motor. They went through all the fluids and everything and made sure this thing is awesome. McDowell's right down the street here on Fairview. They took some dents out, did a bunch of stuff for us. And they're doing this all as a donation. So
Awesome.
it's been really cool to see the community kind of come together. And then we're going to be giving the car away September 1st, so Labor Day night at Meridian Speedway.
That is awesome. And I'm sure Adesa had something to do with it as well. Did you guys do a paint job on it or anything like that?
Yeah, we did some reconditioning, some paint jobs, some dent removal, some wheels and tires. We took all that stuff off, put new tires on it, stuff like that. It was a pretty clean car. It's a 2020 Acura ILX. It's got 50,000 miles on it, but we're going to try to make it as new as possible, being a used car.
Yeah, it sounds like you're getting a very fresh vehicle here, and I don't want to use the word, but pimped up a little bit.
Yeah, it's nice, man. It's much nicer than what I thought it was going to be when we first were like, hey, we're going to give a car away, and our budget was a lower amount, and then Carvana was like, hey, do you want this car? And I'm like, yep, that's the one, and it's really clean. It's really nice.
That's really awesome, and I know that you had a lot of support in this particular thing, and the really cool thing too that I want to point out is, a lot of times cars will be given away. There's a lot of other things that go along with it. You guys are taking care of the registration, making sure this is like a completely zero cost car to the veteran that is going to be taking over this, which is a really
insurance.
Cool thing.
Yeah. So the Wyakin Foundation, we're taking donations, hopefully get enough in to cover insurance for a full year. So that way this veteran gets in this car. All they have to do is worry about driving from place to place. They don't have to worry about insurance. That'll be paid for. They don't have to worry about the taxes. Carvana's cutting the check to them for that. Everything's taken care of. We're going to set up hopefully a maintenance program for them, just so maybe a year out they can with Gary's Automotive hopefully, and they'll get something figured out for that. So they just don't have to worry. They can get in their car, they can drive, and they don't have to worry about anything.
It's amazing.
It is really cool. And I know this is kind of your baby. Justin, was there any particular thing that sparked, this is something I want to do, or you just felt like giving back a little bit?
So I worked at a shop in Mankato, Minnesota. So shout out to Gary, to Jerry's Body Shop in Mankato, Minnesota. That is my inspiration for this. So shout out to the Cacciati family. They still run Jerry's Body Shop in Mankato. They did a car giveaway similar to this, and I was a technician at the time, and I really remember how it felt when that person came in and got their free car. We'd give them the keys, and they would, some of them would cry and all that.
Sure.
And it's really cool as a technician who got to work on the car to say, we helped do this. And so I want to not only do that for the body shop here, but my technicians as well. And hopefully this, catches on maybe at some other places.
That's really awesome. So it all accumulates coming up on Labor Day at Meridian Speedway. A great opportunity if you want to go out and see some great racing and also catch a great car giveaway to a wonderful veteran here in the Treasure Valley that's going to get something courtesy of Adesa Auto Body and a bunch of other great local sponsors. And, of course, Justin, we want to give you some love. You need some help on your car. You get into a wreck. You need something done. What's the best place to reach out to you guys?
So you can just call us. You can reach out to us. We have our website. You can call 208-395-3135. That's our front number. You can actually just drive in. We do walk-in estimates. So if you're in a wreck or you have something you want painted or something like that, come on in. We'll do a free on-the-spot estimate anytime during our business hours. So you don't have to make an appointment or anything like that. You can call us, email, all of that stuff's on our website.
Perfect. Great work that you do, Justin, and thank you for giving back to the community. A really awesome thing that you put together here. Great job, man.
This community's been awesome surrounding us with support for this.
Great job. So make sure you check it out at Meridian Speedway on Labor Day. And Justin, thank you for coming in, brother. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. Some headlines next on the X. Just everything ends here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Even today's show, Big J. That has to end as well. I'm sorry. But
Today's
you did
been a good one.
Yeah, you got a Nerd Alert courtesy of Big J. That happened earlier this morning. Thank you very much for that, my friend. We also had a chance to give away some Cypress Hill tickets and some tickets to the X-Fest Battle of the Bands coming up on Friday, September 8th at the Rev Center. We're very excited about that. And we taught you that it's probably not a great idea for you to take a selfie with the shark. So lessons were learned on today's show as well.
Damn
and
right.
we talked about legacy, Big J. We got deep today. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we did.
But it does leave you with the floor, sir.
Dude, exciting. Today's a special day. Kind of been talking about the last couple of days. It's Arby's Guest Fest, and yesterday they hooked me up with a nice little present for lunch. I took down a beef and cheddar, but here's the reason why, is that with Guest Fest today, you buy any item and you get either your choice of a free slider or a free 4-piece mozzarella stick. Mozzarella sticks are pretty damn good there at Arby's. And my go-to when it comes to that slider, Nick, is the roast beef and jalapeno.
All right. A little bit of spice with it.
So, yeah, it's so good. I might have to hit that again today.
Dude, I've been saying it for years. Arby's is incredibly underrated. Their fries are so good. They have, for a while there in the summer, I don't know if it's there this time, so forgive me if it's not, but they have an orange cream shake there that is absolutely amazing. Highly recommended. But yeah, go check out and get some free food at Arby's today. Why not?
And you know what? I might do that all over again because one simple reason, Nick. Arby's, they got the meats.
Oh, I get it. You don't sound like Ving Rhames, but you've got that I
never could.
affliction to it. Morning After with Nick and Big J. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Jason Drew's coming up next. We'll see you all tomorrow. It's the X Rocks.